Welcome, friends. Today we dive into the top 10 current global issues we must address. Global issues, as the term implies, are challenges that transcend national boundaries and cannot be resolved by any single country alone. They are ubiquitous, affecting every corner of our planet, and they touch each one of us, no matter where we reside. From the bustling metropolis to the quiet countryside, from the highest peaks to the deepest oceans, these issues are interwoven with the threads of our daily lives. Why are they important, you may wonder? Well, these problems have far-reaching impacts, influencing the health of our planet and its inhabitants, shaping our societies, and determining the course of our collective future. Tackling them requires a concerted global effort, an understanding of their complexities, and most importantly, our willingness to make a difference. So, brace yourselves as we uncover the top 10 current global issues that need our attention. At number 1, we have poverty, a haunting specter that continues to touch every corner of our globe. Despite our technological and societal advances, poverty remains a reality for many. The World Bank has recently updated the international poverty line to $2.15, a measure that brings the stark reality of poverty into focus. But the numbers alone don't tell the full story. Beyond the cold statistics, poverty means a daily struggle for survival, a constant battle against hunger, disease, and despair. It's a life where basic necessities like food, shelter, and healthcare are luxuries beyond reach. Compounding this issue, the global pandemic has thrown a curveball, posing unprecedented challenges. The goal to reduce extreme poverty to 3% or less by 2030 now seems like a steep mountain to climb. The pandemic has not only deepened existing inequalities, but has also pushed millions more into the clutches of poverty. So what can we do? It's a complex problem that requires a multifaceted approach, from creating sustainable economic opportunities and promoting education to building strong social safety nets and ensuring access to basic services. Indeed, poverty remains a pressing issue that calls for our immediate action. Coming up next is climate change, a topic that's been on everyone's lips for the past few years, and with good reason. The International Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, has released its 6th report, and the findings are concerning to say the least. The risks of global warming are becoming more apparent each day. We're talking about more frequent and severe weather events, from hurricanes to heat waves, which not only disrupt our lives but also pose significant threats to our health. But that's not all. Climate change also exacerbates existing health issues, especially in regions already burdened with poor health care. Think about the spread of diseases carried by mosquitoes like malaria or dengue. As the world heats up, these insects can survive in more places, putting more people at risk. Moreover, the increased frequency of extreme weather events can cause trauma, displacement, and even loss of life. And let's not forget the mental health toll of living under the constant threat of climate disasters. As we can see, climate change is a ticking time bomb that requires urgent measures. On the 3rd spot, we have food insecurity. A seemingly simple phrase, yet the reality behind it is startling. Food insecurity isn't just about hunger pangs, it's about not knowing where your next meal is coming from. It's about parents skipping meals so their children can eat. It's about students unable to focus because they're too hungry to concentrate. In recent years, we've seen a significant increase in acute food insecurity. This rise has been driven by a combination of economic shocks and weather-related disasters. Economic instability can make it difficult for people to afford essentials like food, while extreme weather events can destroy crops and disrupt food supply chains. Take, for instance, a farmer whose crops are devastated by a sudden flood. Not only does he lose his livelihood, but the community loses a vital food source. Now multiply this scenario across different regions worldwide and you begin to grasp the full extent of the problem. This isn't a challenge that can be tackled by a single person or a single nation. It requires a global effort, a collective response. We need to rethink our food systems, invest in sustainable agriculture, and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to nutritious food. Food insecurity, a problem that requires our collective effort to solve. At number 4 is the refugee crisis. A crisis that's not just about numbers, but about people who have been forced to flee their homes, their countries, and the lives they once knew. Let's take a closer look at the situation in Ukraine, for instance. It's not merely a regional issue, but a global one, creating the fastest-growing refugee crisis since World War II. These refugees, many of them marginalized individuals, are not just fleeing conflict. They're also escaping from discrimination, persecution, and the constant threat of violence. They're seeking safety, a chance to live without fear. But the journey is perilous and the future uncertain. And even when they reach safe havens, they often face new challenges. Discrimination, poverty, and the struggle to rebuild their lives in unfamiliar surroundings. Yet, amidst the turmoil and tragedy, there are also stories of resilience, courage, and the indomitable human spirit. These are people, not just statistics. They have names, stories, dreams, and the right to live in peace and dignity. The refugee crisis, a humanitarian concern that needs an immediate solution. Halfway through, at number 5, we have COVID-19, a virus that emerged in late 2019 and swiftly escalated into a global pandemic, redefining our way of life. The pandemic has underscored severe economic disparities, with the most vulnerable sectors of society bearing the brunt of the crisis. Job losses, business closures, and increased poverty are but a few of the economic repercussions of this health crisis. The issue of vaccine distribution has also been a significant challenge. While some nations have made substantial progress in their vaccination campaigns, others lag behind, hampered by limited resources and logistical hurdles. This imbalance has not only prolonged the pandemic, but also increased the risk of new variants emerging. But let's not forget, COVID-19 has also highlighted our resilience and adaptability. It has shown us the importance of global cooperation, scientific innovation, and community solidarity. As we move forward, these lessons will be crucial in overcoming the pandemic and preparing for future health crises. COVID-19, a global health crisis that continues to impact us all. At number 6, we have healthcare inequities. This is an issue that affects countless individuals worldwide. The disparities in healthcare are vast and far-reaching, from access to quality care to the cost of treatments. These disparities often disproportionately impact the most vulnerable among us, including those with disabilities. Imagine facing a health crisis, only to be met with barriers that prevent you from receiving the care you need. For people with disabilities, this is not just a hypothetical scenario, it's a daily reality. They are often met with discrimination, limited access to healthcare, and poorer outcomes. This is not just an issue of health, but an issue of human rights. A person's health should never be compromised due to their physical or mental condition. This is why we must strive to eliminate these inequities and ensure that everyone, regardless of their circumstance, has access to quality healthcare. Healthcare inequities, a silent crisis that needs addressing. Coming up next, at number 7, is mental health. Mental health, often sidelined, has surged to the forefront of global issues, particularly in the wake of the pandemic. It's no secret that the world has been grappling with a rise in mental health disorders. Anxiety, depression, and other psychological conditions have been on an upward trajectory, escalating to alarming proportions. This rise can be attributed to a multitude of factors, with the pandemic playing a significant role in exacerbating the situation. Isolation, fear, uncertainty, and the incessant disruption of our daily routines have taken a toll on the mental well-being of people across the globe. But the pandemic merely exposed the cracks in a system that was already strained. Mental health has long been a neglected issue, with inadequate resources, stigma, and lack of understanding contributing to a global crisis. The importance of mental health cannot be overstated. It's as vital as physical health, interwoven into the very fabric of our overall well-being. Hence, it's imperative that we address mental health with the seriousness it deserves, investing in resources, fostering understanding, and combating stigma. Mental health, a crucial issue that we must not overlook. At number 8, we have disability rights. In our world today, individuals with disabilities often face a myriad of challenges and discrimination. This discrimination isn't always overt, but it's there, lurking in the shadows, subtly influencing the quality of life for these individuals. They are often relegated to the sidelines, with limited opportunities to participate fully in society. Moreover, access to healthcare is a significant hurdle for many. It's not just about physical accessibility, but also about the availability of appropriate, inclusive healthcare services. This limited access, combined with societal discrimination, often leads to poorer health outcomes for people with disabilities. Think about the obstacles they face in their daily lives, obstacles that many of us might not even consider. Now imagine if we as a society could help remove these barriers and instead pave the way for inclusivity and equal opportunities. This is the essence of disability rights, ensuring that individuals with disabilities are treated with dignity, respect, and equality. It's about recognizing and addressing the unique challenges they face and making sure they have the same opportunities as everyone else. Disability rights, an issue that demands our empathy and action. At number 9, we have LGBTQ+ discrimination. Discrimination against individuals identifying as LGBTQ+ is an ongoing global issue that demands our attention. These individuals face prejudice based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. This discrimination manifests in various forms ranging from social exclusion and verbal abuse to physical violence, and in the most severe cases, hate crimes. In many parts of the world, LGBTQ+ individuals are denied basic human rights, facing legal penalties for simply expressing their true selves. They are often marginalized, facing barriers to employment, education, healthcare, and even the freedom to participate in public life. This discrimination has profound impacts on the mental and physical health of LGBTQ+ individuals, leading to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. It's a stark reminder of the urgent need for global acceptance, understanding, and legal protections for all, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. Fighting against LGBTQ+ discrimination isn't just about supporting a minority group, it's about upholding the fundamental human rights that should be afforded to all. We all have a role to play in this fight, from advocating for equal rights legislation to standing up against everyday acts of discrimination. LGBTQ+ discrimination, a battle we must all fight. And finally, at number 10, we have your voice. Yes, you heard that right. Your voice, your concern, your action towards these global issues is what truly makes the difference. We've journeyed through some of the most pressing issues of our time, from poverty and climate change to food insecurity and the refugee crisis, not forgetting the ongoing battle with COVID-19, healthcare inequities, mental health, disability rights, and LGBTQ+ discrimination. Each issue is a piece of a larger puzzle, a puzzle that defines the state of our world. And while these pieces may seem daunting, remember that change begins with awareness, and awareness begins with you. It's your voice that can echo through the chambers of change, your actions that can ripple out into waves of improvement. So let's not be silent spectators. Let's be the change we wish to see, the voice for those who can't speak, the hope for those who despair. What global issue are you most concerned about? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Together we can make a difference.